What is up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing the video tutorial for the number 2 voted style from last week, and this one actually came in really close to the number 1 voted style, which is already posted. So I'm really excited to show you guys how I got this look. It's a little more complex than the number 1 style, but still really easy and something that you guys can create on your own. So I'm gonna go and section out my hair, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how I got the look. Stay tuned. So I've sectioned out my hair. There were a total of 5 sections for this style. And this style is one of my, I like to call it my twist, pull, and pin variation style. So it's the same technique, but I come up with different looks every time I use the technique. So that is what this style essentially was. So there's a total of 5 sections in this style, and I've already sectioned out 3 of them. Of course, when I originally did the style, I was working with completely dry, completely stretched hair. My hair was nice and stretched, and my hair isn't quite as stretched as it was at the time. So it probably won't be as smooth as when you originally saw it, but you'll still be able to get a general idea of how I came up with the look. So I am going to go over each one of these sections, and then I'm going to take out the twists and retwist them because each section is twisted just a little bit different in order to get this look. So first, what I did is I carved out a medium-sized section in the front, and then from that big section I then sectioned it again to come up with these 2 sections here. Okay, and then I carved out a nice medium-sized section, which is about the equivalent of these 2 together, and that's this section back here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this front section, so I can just show you how I twist it, so you can see kind of how much hair I'm dealing with here. Is not really a whole lot of hair there. So first, of course, I brush it out with my Denman brush, make it as nice and smooth as possible. Okay. And then when I twist this, I'm going to start at the top here, but it is going to be a loose twist. So you'll see as I twist, I'm going to bring my fingers down more and more so that there's a lot of give in this twist. Okay. All right, so there we have the first twist right there. Okay, and this twist is actually going to come around here to the left side, and I'm going to secure it with a bobby pin. And I believe I kind of had a little bit of hang time here in the middle, and this twist is what created that look there. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to this next section here. I'm going to brush this section out. Now this section is a bit thicker, has a little bit more hair than that first section. And so I'm just going to brush this out. And then now when I twist this section, I'm going to start the twist down a little less than halfway of this section. Okay, so about right here, I'm going to start the twist. Okay, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to have a good amount of volume right up here in this section. So when I start the twist down lower, it allows me that extra volume that I want to have there. That's going to give me some lift up top. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this section is I kind of twisted it off to my left side. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring it over to the right side. Okay? And I'm gonna secure it with a bobby pin over there. Okay. Next, I'm going to move on to this section that's kind of in the middle of my head. That's a nice medium-sized section. I'm going to brush it out. Okay. And I'm going to do the same kind of twist as this last one that I just did. I'm going to kind of do it over to the left, and I'm going to start a little less than halfway down, but it's going to be a loose twist. So as I twist, I'm moving my fingers down. Okay. And this section is what's going to kind of give me this lift in the middle. And this twist comes around to the front and is secured right underneath the very first twist that I did. Okay. And there was a little lift there. I might need to secure this one a little bit more. So from those 3 twists, you get the gist of the style, which is really all up in this front section. And depending on what you're looking for, I mean, you adjust the style by how loose you do the twists, or if there's a little too much bulkiness for you, you can always secure that with some bobby pins. But when you do these loose twists, they allow you to manipulate the hair easier when you do that, as opposed to doing a really secure twist and then the hair is kind of tight and you can't really maneuver it at all. Okay. Now for the rest of the hair in the back, all I did was section it into 2 sections. I'm just going to go ahead and brush out this whole thing here. And then I'm going to split it right down the middle into 2 sections. I'm going to take this section over here. Twist it. Start a little less than halfway down. And you can do these twists however you guys want. If you want it more secure, you can do them secure. If you want it more loose, you can do it more loose. You know, it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And I'm trying to remember what I did with these, frankly. I think I kind of just tucked them in. On this right-hand side here. Same thing with this other section. I'm going to twist the section towards the left and then pin it over on the left as well. Okay. And the fun thing about this twist, pull, and pin variation technique is that you come up with so many different looks every time. It's never the same, unless you want it to be, right? But there's so many different ways that you can twist the hair, so many different ways that you can pin the hair, that you come up with a different style almost every time. Okay, but I think this is generally what I did in order to get that look. Again, my hair isn't quite as stretched, so I'm getting a little bit more poof than I think I did originally. Like, I think this wasn't as poofy here, but my hair it's not stretched completely, so. But you guys, this is pretty much how I got the look, okay? So I'm gonna turn around here. You can see. Okay, so 5 different sections, and it's just twisted the hair, pulled it, and pinned it. And you guys play with this technique because there's so much that you can do with it. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. It was a little bit longer than I wanted, but I wanted to make sure that I got the gist of everything that was involved with this style. So thanks so much for voting. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys in my next video.